Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today to share with you this rainbow layout. So welcome to the A Cherry on Top March Hop. We are, the theme is rainbows. And so I'm going to turn this striped piece of paper from Pebbles. It's the Kit at Heart collection. I am going to use that as my rainbow, and I'm going to cut this apart. So I'm going to work with the strips that exist, and the strips are going to go vertical down this page. I want them to be varying heights. I actually want them to be varying widths, and then I will go to my sewing machine and I will sew them. So interspersed amongst this actual piece that exists, I'm going to use different pieces of the patterned papers and incorporate those into the rainbow so that there's a little bit of texture. So you can see here you have mostly just solid color. There's a little bit of overlap in the color, which just gives you gradient in color, but I'm going to incorporate texture into that by using, so for example, you see the blue and blue polka dot. Now I'm cutting white polka dots on mustardy yellow stripe, and then I will incorporate some green and some red into it as well. So there isn't really so much red. It's more of a pink that you see there, but I will put a strip of red into the middle, which is close to where the picture is going to go, and then I am also going to back the picture in that red to tie in a little bit more red. I am going to use these polka dots that have the rainbow colors, and so that is my way of getting rainbow in this. You will note that I am going to, there's a lot of rainbows upcoming. This is a technique that I am going to do a fair amount. This is the first that I'm voicing over my videos, but this is actually probably the third or fourth rainbow based quote unquote layout that I've done, and I'm using the stripes and sewing. So just for fun. So you can find this product over at the Cherry on Top store. You can access that both at A Cherry on Top when you see this layout, and you can also, I will put a link to A Cherry on Top in the description box down below as well. So if you are not familiar, A Cherry on Top is a online scrapbook store, and they are located in Michigan, and you can pre-order collections, which is super awesome. And there's a pre-order code. You can get 20% off. There's frequently free shipping codes for most purchases for free shipping have to be over $49. But so be sure to get on the mailing list and follow what is going on there for the different coupons and sales and all those fun things. So I spend quite a bit of time putting this rainbow together. It's, you know, it is what it is. Yes, it is time consuming, but it is worth the final look at the end there. So I've pretty much decided that that is where all of the goodies are going to go. Now I'm going to use just a little bit of adhesive to secure them down. I have found that if I put too much adhesive, my sewing machine needle gets all gummed up and it doesn't do the stitches as tight as they should, and I have to adjust the thread. Which is fine. I don't mind doing that, but I don't want to do it every time that I go. So you can see I'm just using just a little bit of adhesive at the top there, and then I will go to my sewing machine, which I will not show you, and because literally I have to change out the thread. I think I change out the thread something like 6 or 7, possibly even 8 different times, and I'm going to use zigzag stitches and straight stitches, and I will show you that in just a second. No, I lied. I will not show you that. I get distracted because I know I want a footer for the page to just kind of tie that off. And so I'm going to use that snail strip there. And that it's just, so this photo is of my neighbor friend and I walking around the neighborhood with her dog, and it's our shadow. And it was one of the first real spring days around here, and I just loved the shadow, but we were outside, obviously. And so I wanted the snails down the bottom and those rainbow sort of colored snails in order to just sort of reflect the ground. I had thought about fussy cutting some of the flowers and putting some of the flowers poking out of there as well. But with the snails and the flowers, it was just too busy. And so that is why I opted not to do that. So continuing to just adhere these bits and pieces, I'm going to go in and before I sew so that I know what length each of these is going to be, I'm also going to just varying lengths, more for the visual aesthetics of that. I am also going to, as you can see, notch some of them, sort of make them bannered. Again, for a little bit of visual interest in that, because of the repetition of the stripes across the page, you need to have something that is going to give you visual interest and perk that up a little bit in addition to the stitching. So that is why I have them of various heights. I'm not sure at this point, while I'm designing where the photo is going to go, I'm not sure whether it's going to go on the stripes or in the white space down below. So off I go to my sewing machine, and there you can see where I have zigzag stitched and straight stitched down bits and pieces of it, not all of it. So again, I know this is where this grounding piece down at the footer is going to go, but now what am I going to do to embellish the rest of the page? So you can see this is the foundation of the page. Now it's just time to dress it up a little bit. I really like the way that the red, A, adds a little bit more red and balances out the layout, but B, it really pops those shadows. So I'm going to back the photo in that red grid there. That's why I do that. And I ultimately opt for on top of the stripes there, because otherwise it's really top heavy and it feels like the layout is going to slide downhill if I put it on the white space. And I really like that white space. I also felt that it was going to be easier to see the title if I put the title down in that white space rather than on those stripes there. And the stripes of our long legs in our shadows actually add to the visual look as you look across the page as well, was my thinking. So I have the stickers, the thicker sticker sheets. It's not actually the thickers, but the sticker sheet. And so I am going to try and incorporate the same colors tone on tone into my rainbow. Some of these stickers have zero relevance whatsoever to the topic, but I just liked the way that they were pops of colors. It moved across the page the way that the rainbow was moving across the page. So you can kind of see the ladybug, how she ties in, and you can see how the grasshopper kind of ties in. It's a little cold for grasshoppers, and the bird, but the orange has, like I said, zero relevance to it whatsoever. It was more just literally using the pops of color. I typically try and scrap with relevance of color, but that is not going to be the case here. So I'm going to use some foam, double-sided foam, to just pop those up. I love this foam because it is the perfect height. I don't like my things to feel like they are skyscrapers standing off my page. I just like the shadow that they give. I also like the way that these elements have slight white borders around them, which also makes them pop. I typically don't like that white border, but here I do because they pop from the color there. So that will actually honestly be the bulk of the embellishment to the page. Super, super simple. And then I'm going to work on the title. So for the title work that's coming up, I created my own I didn't create my own fonts. I created my own title work using my design edition in Silhouette Studio. And there are the words. So I went with black and yellow. Again, those are my own creations. They are not available as part of this collection. And it just says hello sunshine because this is the first day that the sun we've had a lot of sun lately, but it's been cold. So this was a much warmer day. And I like the way that the black in sunshine offset our shadows. So to give you that contrast and tie the black together, and then the yellow obviously because of sunshine, right? And so that is a die cut. It has a little bit of shimmer to it, along with some of the embellishments. The ladybug has a little bit of shimmer, and the bees do too, which made them a little bit hard to photograph, but it looks really cool in the light, the way that they're iridescent. And then off camera, I will journal to the left of Hello Sunshine there. I fussy cut some of those rainbows from the pattern paper, and that, my friends, is going to wrap it up. So again, this is a cherry on top hop using rainbows. So be sure to check out in the links down below all of the other gals who are hopping along with us. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.